G'day guys, welcome to another layout. Now I'm just showing you how I created that foil on my black cardstock. I just put down a bit of art glitter glue, and when I get the pin back in the glue, then gives it a couple of seconds to tack up, and then I just place the transfer foil on top. This is heat transfer foil. This is the Spellbinders glimmer foil, but you don't need a heat tool to use it. That's what I have discovered, and it is fantastic. So this is how I created the background. I just sat here and played. It was so much fun creating that 12 by 12 background. So that's how I did it. Now I'm going to speed it up because it's a power scrap. So there you go. So that's how I created this background. Now I wanted to use this background, but I wanted to show you something. So because I like to try and teach something in most of my videos. It may be something you've already seen, it may be something you've already heard of, but at the end of the day, you know, you're getting something and you're taking something away from it. So even though it's a power scrap, we can still learn something. Now, what I learnt with this is I wanted to show you, as busy as that huge 12 by 12 is, there's an easy way to stop it being so overwhelming. If you cut it down into smaller pieces, it tricks the eye into thinking that it's not as busy as it actually is. And I find when I look at a page like the 12 by 12, I find when I look at that, I'm trying to see something within the 12 by 12. Like I'm trying to see a picture. My brain's trying to create a pattern or something out of it. And I find that is quite distracting. So this is a solution that I think we can all do, and it doesn't have to be a 12 by 12 that you've made yourself. It could be some of those busier papers that we have. We all have, let's be honest. Come on guys, let's be honest. Tell me down below. Do you have a load of busy papers that you have no idea what to do with? Because I'm sorry, if you've been a scrapbooker for more than 5 minutes, you don't even have to be a scrapbooker for 5 minutes. If you've gone out and you're brand new to scrapbooking and you think to yourself, I like this memory keeping idea, I like this idea, and I like to be a little bit artistic. If you've gone out and bought one paper pad, I can almost guarantee you in that paper pad, there will be one pattern that will potentially overwhelm you. Like you'll look at it and go, whoa, what do I do with that? We all do it, and we all have them. So the dirty little secrets out there, this is how you can fix it. This is something, now I've said this a few times, there's ways around these things that when you become overwhelmed, there's ways around it to figure out a pattern. There is so many patterns out there. I have gone with a simple square. Now, the squares that I cut out originally here, so the 3 that I'm playing with at the moment just to work out, I'm just showing you some different ways you could put this together basically. So you could push it all to one side, you could turn it on its side, make it more like a diamond, you could do all sorts of things. So that's the design that I'm going to go with. Now, I do cut this bit because I cut all the white squares and all the black squares a certain size. But I actually wanted to take 1/8 of an inch off each one because that's just the white border that I like. I like it to be 1/8 of an inch. So I didn't make you watch me trim all those again. So then I've gone ahead and I've just popped all these together. So I've got a black, then a white. I'm going onto a white background. Then I do a black, a white, and then the foiled black. So it just looks really classy, and it just pulls it all together in the end. Now, I am working with the secret to getting these straight. You probably saw me there a minute ago. Draw a pencil line. And then when you lay them down, lay them on top of that line. So you can't actually see the line. Trust me, it's how we all do it. If we don't do it like that, how do you get a straight line? So I am scrapbooking a family picture that was taken at my husband and I's wedding, and it's of his mum's side of the family. It's, okay, so it's my husband's mum, grandma, and all his aunts and uncles. The reason I'm scrapbooking this is because we've just very sadly just lost one of another sibling, which is really sad, but unfortunately this happens in life, doesn't it? Not ideal, but unfortunately, gremlins jump up and grab you when you don't want it, even if you don't feed them after midnight. Now, what am I doing now? All I'm doing is just placing these patterns down, and it's super simple, guys, honestly. I do get to the end, and because, see how I've stopped putting them over the other side, and I don't have that line traveling all the way across, this is where you can muff it up. So, but I've left it in there so you can see that even if you do muff it up, it's okay because you can fix it. I actually wasn't going to join these squares together. I was going to leave it sort of with an open gap, but it messed with my head a little bit. I thought, it kind of needs that gap closed in, because it just felt like, I know I say it all the time, I'm so weird, but it feels like everything was going to pour out the top of the layout because it wasn't closed up. I know, I'm an odd person. If you've been here for 5 minutes, you know that anyway. So I am just popping all these shapes down. Now, essentially, this turns into, by doing layouts like this is your ephemera. This is what you use to decorate your page. The hero of this layout is actually the foil and the foiling technique. So at the end of the day, there's no need to go and find, you could put more ephemera on top if you wanted to put flowers or something like that. But for me personally, I like the less is more. I like to use the patterns or a cut file or something like that. I like to use it to be my ephemera. I don't really need extra on top of that, if that makes sense. So are you like that? Do you like to, is that something you like to do? Do you like to buy all, like you might be someone that buys all of the packs. So if you decide, let me think, Cocoa Vanilla Happy Days collection. If you decide to buy that collection, are you the sort of person that buys just one piece of it? Or are you someone that buys the ephemera, the title pieces, the words, the 12 by 12, the A5, the 6 by 6? Do you do that? Or, am I the only one that doesn't buy it all? Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't buy all of it. Look, if I love a collection, I'll be honest with you guys, I go to town and I buy a fair bit of it, but I also like to use, because I have a Cricut, which is heaven for me, I have to say, that's what I'm using here. So I've cut out my title using my Cricut. This was actually one that was already in the Cricut design space, so I just popped it in. It's just called Family. Family Forever is what it's called, and it's in the Cricut design space. Now, I just went over that with my alcohol marker, just in black, just to give me the black and white contrast. I didn't really want to add more colours to this. I wanted to just keep it nice and classic. And because the photo was taken, obviously, at our wedding as well, classic, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I really, really like how this turned out. And it's super duper simple. Don't mind me just showing. I was obviously FaceTiming at this point. So I was showing a layout that I had done. I think the one I just showed you went up yesterday, actually. I went foil crazy, guys. I got to be honest with you. I could use, you know how I love using shimmery, shiny, glittery goodness? I love all of that stuff. This is dead set. Foil's going to be my new bit. I'm going to be buying so many foils. I can tell you. Now I realise that there's ways to use transfer foil without having the heat tool with the heat shapes or the heat pen or the laminator or the toner or the, all of the stuff. I absolutely am just going to go to town with this. I love it. I will be using it more often, I can tell you now. So if you find any over the Christmas break that is on sale, I know Crafts Online still have their sales over Christmas and whatnot. And let me tell you, grab some. You will not regret it. So I am just doing a squiggly border because I felt like everything was very square. So I wanted to do a squiggly border. So I'm just using my Uniball Gel Signo Uniball Gel ink pen. And I'm just doing a little bit of journaling down there so we know exactly who is who in the photo, because, you know, my girls down the track, obviously my girls were not at my wedding. Well, Taylor was, but the other two weren't. So they kind of need to know who these people are. So there you go, guys. And I'm just doing a little bit of a circle decoration on the border, just purely to draw your eye out a little bit. So there you go. There's my layout, guys. I'm going to do my shameless plug. I'm letting you know that I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below if you would like to contribute to helping me purchase more product to use in these videos. I would also love you to jump over to the Facebook and Instagram links in the description below if you haven't already. That's where we share everything, and I share all the close-up photos, all that sort of fun stuff. And it's where you can ask questions, and it doesn't have to just be to me. It could be anyone. And we will all answer you. We will answer you as quickly as we can. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.